Hi everyone, this is Lien and welcome back to the Time for Tea Designs YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a love themed card because we are all surrounded with Christmas and winter themed cards. I thought let's switch it up and use some oldies but goodies together with the previously released memory keeping essential dies. Now I'm only going to use this heart, however, just to let you see that one item can already change a lot of things on a clean and simple card. So as you can see here, I have this adorable bear. This one is from the Bear's Picnic, and personally when I see this image I think about a Happy Meal card. Now today I wanted to show you that it's really simple to alter or change the theme of your card by just altering the stamp that you have. You can draw yourself if you want to, but personally I cannot draw, so I need other stamps or other dies to help me change that theme of that particular stamp that I'm going to use. Now if you like to go bold with your cards, of course you can do this on many other items of your card, but as I like clean and simple, and this is just a simple way to show you as well how it works, I thought let's just keep it to one image and go from there. So this adorable bear, I stamped it out using Gina Designs Amalgam ink, Obsidian black. Why? Because it's an ink that works for watercolors and alcohol markers at the same time. Since I got this one, I barely use others because beforehand I had several inks for each type of medium that I was going to use, and I always mix them up. So this way I'm sure that it will work with whatever medium I am using. The paper that I'm coloring on is Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper, which is a really handy paper if you like to color with alcohol markers or Copics like me, because it can handle quite a lot of ink. So if you are having trouble with coloring because the ink starts bleeding out of the edges, then definitely try this paper because it can handle way more than what I used to have as paper. So maybe that is the solution, just switching the paper that you have. Now for the coloring, what I personally find is that I need at least 2 layers to get that blend that I want. Now I got that on the bear, and then I wasn't sure that it was enough, so here I'm adding a 3rd layer without any issues of bleeding. And if you perhaps have paper and you don't want to switch or anything, and you have the idea that it's getting oversaturated, let it dry or use your heat gun or whatever you have to speed up the drying process and start again after the paper has some rest, and that will also help you. Now I'm not coloring everything because I'm going to cover that, so here I use the matching dies to get that lovely white border, and I'm also going to die cut the heart. Now I have that heart and now I'm going to color it. I wanted to have my shadows of the heart as those bows on the right side so that I have a centered sort of light source. So I just temporarily adhered this heart onto a piece of paper, and I'm going to color it the same way as I did the bows. So first the darkest color and working my way to my lightest. Also, because of the size of the heart, I decided to add a 4th color. You can see everything in the description box if you want to revisit the color combinations. There are a lot of markers, but however, if you want to check it out, also on the blog post they are listed. And I'm just working my way, also a 2nd layer. If I need to, I can add way more. Here I don't have lines, so don't worry about bleeding. And then I decided to cut this heart out twice again. And I'm going to stack them up just to give it a bit of a firm look, as well as a tiny bit of dimension, if you can call it like that. Now I'm going to cut a piece of that kite, just because it's peeking out from underneath the heart, but I'm not going to snip off everything because I want to be able to glue it on immediately and have everything spaced out, so I need a base to add my heart on. Once it's on there, I have my image and we can start on the card or the background. Now for the background, I have this panel. I use some simple rectangular dies to help me. Also the size of my card is an A2 American sized card, it's just whatever you prefer as the size of your card. I have all pre-cut card bases that are American size, so that's why I use this size, but it works on any size, this simple idea. This is slightly smaller than an A2. You will see it with the idea of adding some color paper on the edges and just let it pop. Now for the sentiment, I am using Coffee Lover stamp set. There is this Love You latte, and I just love the script. But I only need Love You. Again, altering the stamp by just masking off a part of the sentiment. I'm using some purple tape. You can also snip your stamps apart, but I cannot handle that. So I just mask it out every time with purple tape. It's also an easy way to bend a bit, but you can mask it in any way that you like. And then I have this. Now I wanted a bit of grounding. You don't need it. If you prefer it like this, then don't add anything. But I wanted to have a slight bit of grounding, not a lot, you will see it. And I just used some post-it tape to mask off a line. And I'm using my grit to align my paper so that I can just add that post-it tape on that grid and be sure that it is straight on my panel. And then I decided to take antique linen distress ink, a really light ink. You can also use a pink, a red, any color you like. I just wanted it to not be too present, but still help me with a bit of grounding. So I'm really softly ink blending a little bit. I'm not going all the way to the edges, but again, you can do whatever you prefer. And then I will remove this tape, and you can see it's really subtle. It depends on how far you go, how much you add, everything. Now I'm going to add my image using some thin foam squares, my favorite adhesives. These are from Scrapbook adhesives, and they are just stunning. It's easy to get the backings off. I never struggle with that. And then I'm going to place my image on top of my card. Next, it was time to figure out which color I would add to the edges, and personally I find it fun when I can sort of have a repeating of the color that I used on my card, in this case red. But if you would have colored the heart in another color, you can also change it up and change up the cardstock that you use. This one is Cranberry from Concord the 9th, and it just fitted perfectly with my red of my heart. Now I trimmed a frame out of this cardstock just because I'm cheap. It's a waste to add a complete panel of colored cardstock behind something that you will not see. So I make sure that my frame is always bigger than what I need so that I definitely don't have any gaps. But I will use the inside for something else in the future, I'm sure of it, and this way I waste as little as possible. Now I added some foam tape on the back of my panel and aligned it as centered as possible. And then it's time to finish off the card. I'm going to add some glossy accents all over that heart because it just pops this way, and I really like it when I have a simple card and I can just add one tiny bit of an accent. Now you can also add some embellishments if you want to. I tried it out and I just thought that it took away from the simplicity of this card, so I left them off, but you can add anything you want. But this is my card for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that I could inspire you to maybe alter your stamps to get that theme that you want and have some fun with everything you have in your craft room or craft area. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to watch this video. We truly appreciate it, and I wish you an incredible day. Bye!